Welcome everyone, Tico Casamayor here at the Strive305 podcast. I'm here with my super good looking, super handsome, super popular co-host Irvans Augustin. It's actually true everything I said. Before I introduce our beautiful guests, as you can see, our guests are here with us today. We don't know what that is back there. I think finally Grant Miller got ironed, or he's flat now, but he does.
Is that going to be permanent now?
I hope not. I might have to get rid of that because it's driving me nuts. But anyways, before I get started with all the important stuff, we had an event here the other day at the studio, and people were here to visit the podcast hosts from Strive305. That's it.
That was a fun event. How many people did we have?
Well, 350 people plus registered. I think they counted about 175 that we interviewed. So we had to interview every single person that came through. I remember there was a line out the door, and we went like a machine gun, interviewing one after the other. It was spectacular. I asked every single guest, why are you here today? Because I wanted to meet Irvans Augustin. I'm going, what? What about me?
That's actually not how.
So but it was a spectacular event. We had food, we had food trucks, we had entertainment, we had cheerleaders greeting everybody.
The people really actually were engaged and interested.
An incredible event. We're going to do another one in January 2026, I believe is when we're told.
I don't. Any of those people you knew from before? Only you knew a couple.
I knew three. There was three that came to support me that I asked.
I had no. We had never met.
No, and they were in shock. They're going, "Why do people care to see you guys?" I mean, us. In addition to us, we had our Spanish co-hosts, we had our Creole co-host, and we had our young man, John Clint.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So he's doing a podcast for us as well. But anyways,
from Columbus,
I just wanted to talk about it a little bit. You want to see a video? We have a video. You want to see a quickie video recap? Yeah, you haven't seen it yet.
No.
Alex, can you play the recap video now, or do you want me to do it later?
Grant Miller here, and my brother Michael Miller welcomes you to Strive 305 and Miami Community Newspapers Meet and Greet. Come join us.
Hey, that was me.
I didn't realize that there were that many people here. Oh, I forgot about the cake too. That was a good event. We definitely have to do that again.
100%.
There was so much food.
My God, that's what it felt like. The whole night felt like that. It was going that fast.
And fast forward.
You can end it already if you want, Alex, because it's going to go forever. Okay, number one, we've got to do our thank yous. We've got to thank Wells Fargo, our sponsor for the website. We've got to thank our Mayor Living Cava for the initiative that she put together for us. Manny Sid, which we all know, he's the one leading this initiative. We have, of course, community news. We have to thank Brett Miller, which why we put up with his little posters of himself and let him crash our
dating advice.
And his dating advice.
Yes.
Yeah, and his brother.
Did you guys write that down, by the way?
I did. I should have recorded that. Well, it'll be on the podcast, right? I can rewatch it.
We have to thank the one that actually gets all the work done here, his brother Michael. You know, Michael Miller is the one that does all the work.
That's true.
Okay, and some announcements I have. So the community news event we talked about already. We have a car show coming up in Miami Lakes for police and fire. I'll get that information out.
Are you going to put your car in?
No, not my car, but we're going to have police, fire, and a bunch of other cars. Maybe I'll put in my car. Yeah, they've been in my car.
Batmobile. We got it.
The Batmobile. So follow me at Tico Casamayor on Instagram, and you'll get information on that. And then we also have the Miami-Dade Transport Easy Perks. I always like to bring that up for both of you who would work as well, too. So we have a program with Miami-Dade Transit where you can put a commercial up that'll play on all of the forms of transit, bus, the Metro Rail, and it's free of charge. As long as you offer some kind of incentive for the people, it's a way to entertain people while they're doing transit and at the same time help the small businesses, which is what Strive 305 is all about, helping the small businesses. And that's why we have these two young ladies here today. We have Natalee Lima. She's the vice president of Hemisphere Title.
With two E's.
With two E's.
Yes, the president is her mother, which is retired, so technically she's doing all the work. But just don't tell her that because she'll get mad at us. And then we have Denise Sainz, our real estate, what do you call yourself? A real estate advisor.
Yeah, you got it.
I say from the Sainz group, but I don't know if you still, the Sainz group, excellent, okay. And then they're here thanks to District 13 Commissioner, Senator Rene Garcia. So they're both in his district.
Okay.
We have to to mention our senator and our commissioner, because without him, we wouldn't have this either, because the commissioners are the ones that vote for this.
They voted for that, sure.
And then, of course, You already met Irvans Augustin, who will take over from now, because if not, I'll just keep talking. I'm over-caffeinated.
We'll just have fun and have a conversation.
My last thing is going to be our sponsor for today. We have a sponsor again today, and it's BB's Bakehouse. Let's show them those cookies. There we go.
Bakehouse cookies.
And I'd like to make an announcement that the Tico Poop Emoji cookie at BB's Bakehouse has either been selling out too quickly or they haven't been making enough of them because they haven't seen it as much. But today I brought over a Tico's Poop Emoji cookie with Dubai chocolate in the middle. Spectacular. These three little guys are what they call tequeños. I don't know how to call them what they're called in English. I'll be eating those while you're talking.
Way better than it looks.
The poop emoji cookie?
Yeah.
I've had it before. I've never had it with the Dubai chocolate, though. That's new.
There he goes.
That's it. Grant stole it. We're not going to have it. It's out.
There goes the poop emoji cookie. Every year it's the same thing.
He's holding it for you.
He's holding it hostage.
It's gone. Poop emoji gone. Thank you to our sponsor.
You can go arm wrestle Grant.
There you go.
There we go.
All right, Irvans, can we please talk to the girls about why people are listening, how they can help them? They can help them. They have a lot to offer.
So let's start with Miss Natalee, since you came up first.
Sure.
Tell us about your business.
So I do real estate closings. I actually do them throughout the whole state of Florida. I'm also licensed in 9 other states. So if you're looking to purchase a property, there's a lot of stuff that comes with it. You need to know if there's liens on the property, mortgages, if there's any kind of stuff. And my job is to make sure it's clean and clear so that when you buy it, there's no issues.
Yeah, that's very, it's especially here in Miami and Florida, like real estate is a dominant industry, but like, how did you even like start getting into the business of wanting to be, because it's so competitive. There's so many other things you could potentially want to do, but why real estate?
So the honest truth is I was born into the business. That's what I tell everybody, at least. So my mom started the company when I was first born. So she's been the company is 41 years old now.
Wow.
And yeah, so she retired about a year ago. She's kind of working part-time at this point. Initially, I didn't want to go into this business. It was more of like, I wanted to do my own thing and try to do, as a teenager, I can do this. I want to do different. I think I can do something else in my life. And then I quickly learned after a few years, like, why am I struggling to go and start something from the beginning when my parents have already struggled and done everything?
Established and you stepped into it,
So I started working there when I was about 19, and I've been there ever since.
Oh, it's amazing. And then for you, in terms of like the business, like if I wanted to step in or to start going into real estate, what would you tell me like right now?
I think it depends on what part you want to go into. If you want to start in the business, like create your own tattoo company, I would tell anyone to go for it. There's nothing better than to be your own boss. Yes, it is a lot of work. Everyone has this idea that you work for yourself and you have less hours or you do less things. You work more than most people do. But at the end of the day, you're working for yourself and you're creating your own legacy, and that's what makes it worth it. So that part doesn't matter. And if you're looking to invest in real estate, you don't really lose when you invest in real estate ever. The market's always flip-flopping, but you're always going to make money. So real estate's always a good thing to start with.
How do you stay relevant with like 40 years in business and real estate with so much competition out there? Like, how do you guys like?
I think for us, our biggest thing is consistency. So we try to have like things in place, checklists and all that we go through to make sure that all of our clients have the same experience so that we don't miss anything. But it's really consistency and constant education. Since the laws are always changing, I'm always doing different seminars and always trying to learn how we can get through the new law that's about to get passed. There's another one coming now, December 1st. I've already been through a few trainings for that one, so that when that does come and it happens, we'll be ready for it too.
That's awesome. And Miss Denise.
Yes.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing all right. I forgot to ask Natalee, but I'll circle back to Natalee. What's the name of, how do we find your company? What's the name of your business?
So I am a real estate advisor, and I'm mostly on Instagram as Denise Sainz Realtor. I go through the Sainz group, and my brokerage is under Real Broker, is where my license is hung. And I don't know if Natalee wants to go into where hers is into, or you want to stay focused on me.
We can, well, since you already asked, Natalee, where do we find your business?
So you can find us anywhere, Google, Instagram, it's Hemisphere title. So whether you're looking on either platform, you'll find us there. And then my own is Natalee Lima. I'm on both Instagram, Facebook, all of that. So
very cool. And so we heard how Natalee got into her business. She was born into it. But we know, like, for you were doing something else, or maybe still are, but why did you decide to even start your own business?
So yes, I was not born into the business. I want to start my own business product. So my background is in accounting and auditing and finance. So have an MBA, and so mine is number focused. So I started in the business about 5 years ago, and it was for investment purposes.
Okay.
To grow the real estate portfolio and have tax benefits. And knowing how beneficial it is, it's good to have the real estate, like Natalee mentioned. It's always going to get you positive outcome, whether the market is up or down. Eventually it'll come back around. And so friends and family suggested that if you're gonna get your license for yourself, why don't you help us out too? So here I am helping out other people as well as myself.
That's very cool. And then it did take a little bit of risk. What made you decide to make that shift?
So yes, there is risk, but I am conservative in my riskiness. So I tend to plan a lot. And so I said, well, if I have my license, I need to save in order to be able to fully commit into going from a structured or salaried position to a commission-based. So the way I approached it was I can manage my time on my own doing real estate while having a job and juggling both.
You really planned it all out.
I did. I think things through. And I have a family. I have a family.
It's the accountant in her. They're all nerds. They're OCD.
Yes, the nerd in me planned it, and so I did save enough to be able to then say I can work my other job part time or do quit in essence. And so that's kind of my route, was to save and then be able to do what I wanted at that point, because I had that backing that I needed for my support for myself to feel comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm not that risky, sorry.
That's not a bad thing. I think many times people always read about some entrepreneur decided to drop out of life and sit there and create this next product, and there's no risk, but there are options that you can plan it out and make that transition as well. So it's not a bad thing. I think it's very cool. What was I going to ask you?
I got questions.
You got questions?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right, so we saw what they do. One's a realtor, the other one's a title company. Basically very boring stuff. But how do you make that exciting? Because what's the most difficult thing when you have a business, when you open a business, is to get your name out there. It's to get the marketing. It's to get promotion. It's to get people to know you. Hence, one of the things we have on the Strive305 website is events, and how to find events, and how to network, and how to promote, and they've actually done a few things that have been different, that have been, I don't want to say first time I've ever seen it, but it's different in their world. One of the things they did, which I thought was hilarious and I enjoyed a lot when they did it, was they created a little threesome, and they called themselves the Angels, or Real Estate Angels.
Charlie's Angels?
Like Charlie's Angels, right. And then they did that to help promote, and they got their name out there a little bit. One of the Angels passed out and stopped working with
and
them.
everything, did you?
No. We did do photo shoots together.
commercial?
So we have a few photo shoots that we did, the three of us, and then we did with the two of us. So that we have an Instagram for that too. It's Real Estate Angels, and you'll see it there. We just have fun with it, just for networking.
Yeah, they tried to make me Charlie, but then I realized that Charlie's an old guy in the show. So I go, no, I refused. I'm not being Charlie, maybe Bosley, but whatever. So they did that for a while. And then now additionally.
Bosley doesn't have the money. Charlie has the money.
I know, but I'd rather be the young guy than the old guy with the money.
He just wanted to make sure that he was on the videos.
If I want to be an old guy with money, I'm Grant Miller. I don't want to be Grant Miller, even though he says we're twins. Now, another thing they're doing now lately too is a lot of social media marketing, and they're doing skits and little things. So you've got to go to their Instagram so you can laugh at them, because they're horrible actresses, but it's funny. It makes it actually more endearing since how bad they act.
They're
especially
authentic.
That one.
They're authentic.
Well, you should listen to my Spanish ones. They're
They actually make
Tu hablando como un gran gringo.
Yeah, exactly like that. My Spanish is not great. I
the
tried.
The marketing guy makes them do it in Spanish. We'll see. I'll see if Alex can put up their names again, because their names are spelled. Hers especially is different, so that when you look for her Instagram, you look hers up, because it's hilarious. But those are the kind of things you've got to do when you want to promote your business, when you want to get new business. Because it's, like you were saying, Irvans, there's tons of realtors, tons of title companies. So what do? Besides being good at it, which she is because she's a nerd, which she is because she's been around so long and they have everything in place, is you've got to get new business. You've got to attract new people. You got to let people know you exist. They're at all the chamber lunches. Yeah. They try to go to as many events as possible. And then again, these marketing and promotional tactics that they do are actually pretty good, and they generate new business. And maybe she spends, I don't know if they both spend a lot of money on it or not, but you don't have to go crazy on spending money. You can try to do it on your own. Doing it on your own is not easy. I try to do that on my own for myself, and it's it's a lot of work.
I just think that there are so many realtors, it's about who you know, the trust factor, and just being authentic, being truthful with your clients and being responsive, and just, that's my motto. So once you get to know me, and I'll do my best to help you and be truth to you, and working with Natalee, we always tell our clients we don't want them to be surprised at the end, which happens a lot with other realtors, and she can testify for that. The client,
especially in that business, like things change overnight.
Yeah. So I've heard stories that they get to the closing table and they're not expecting certain numbers. I try to be very transparent and truthful, and at the end of the day, they're gonna stay with the house past the time that I'm with them, and I want them to succeed. I don't want them to crash next year when taxes go up, and it's a surprise for them.
Yeah.
So,
well, for you, Natalee, what's like one of the biggest, like when you were starting in business, what were some of the challenges you felt or you saw?
I think initially the most challenges I had were, I have small kids then when I first started. My kids are older now, but I'm also a single mom, so trying to manage my time and be available to my clients, my realtors, my buyers, my sellers, so that everyone could have all the answers that they wanted, but still had time to be a mom and do all the stuff that I needed to do.
Yeah.
That was a big challenge. And learning to manage my time and still get everything accomplished at the beginning was really difficult. It's been a lot easier now. And my kids are older now too, so they don't need as much. But I think that was a huge struggle for me. And explaining things, like she said, when we work together, it's nice when you have a partnership with someone that we can have conversations that benefit our clients. But when you don't have that kind of stuff, it makes it really hard for the client, and I don't want that. So anyone that comes to a closing table and I have to explain things that sometimes aren't things that they were expecting, or especially when it comes to the taxes, when we explain to them taxes are going to go up every year and your payment's this now, but next year it's probably going to be higher.
And you might want to plan for that.
Yeah. So, and I tell them that. I tell them, start putting money aside and start getting ready for this. It's coming. It's not going to be a secret, and I don't want you to be caught off guard and call in November and say, I don't know what to do. So I try to help them and plan for that so that they don't find themselves in a position where they can't afford that house in a few months, because it's going to happen. It's inevitable. It happens every single time. So just making sure that we're transparent is a huge struggle too, because not everybody wants that conversation at the closing table, but it has to be had.
Yeah, that's really interesting. And what were some of the resources that might have helped you? Because part of the thing that we try to do here with the Strive305 is to offer resources for different businesses and small business owners. What are some of the things that might have helped you? Like, I wish I would have had blank. Like,
so I'll start.
Okay.
So even this podcast is something that is beneficial in the sense of you have exposure.
You're not just saying that because you know Tico, right?
No. It's more for you. No, just kidding. Easy. Don't get jealous.
I'm extremely jealous.
So just having exposure, I think, again, I come from an accounting background where you tend to be more introverted. So going out and going to networking events was very intimidating.
Yeah.
I think having someone to go with, helps. So we tend to, and I look at Natalee because we tend to go to a lot of the networking events together. It's nice to have a friendly face that you're not intimidated with all these people that you don't know, but it's beneficial for you to be there.
Yeah.
So taking advantage of this podcast is not something I would have done in the past. I would have passed on. I don't want to be there. But it does create exposure, and I think marketing is huge and has to be done, and you have to get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, disclaimer, we had to force her to come. It wasn't that easy. She was sitting in her...
I made it.
She was sitting in her car outside and texting me, I'm here. I wish you would have come out. I had to like pull her out of the car.
I'm here.
So I get it. It is true. And I was the same way before.
No, it's
You.
Yeah, believe it or not. Believe it or not.
I don't know when.
Oh, yeah.
I've known you for a long time. I don't know when you were an introvert.
Well, I was at some point when I was born, I guess.
I still am. I'm not
Maybe.
that cooperative. What about for you?
Same. I think just constantly putting yourself in an uncomfortable position is a big deal. So when you guys have these kinds of podcasts, all the networking events, all the stuff that's being promoted out there now, the more you go to them, the more you get to know people. So you don't feel so awkward when you're there. Like, I don't know anybody. I keep seeing the same people. So now I know everyone at all the networking events. So having things like that the community entirely is a part of is really nice. You get to know all the smaller businesses, the ribbon cuttings, all that kind of stuff makes a huge difference for a small business to have that exposure, and then to also meet other businesses who end up doing business with you because they need your services. So it's really nice to have that whole community together.
Yeah, the next step in that is because we tend to go to a group and get stuck to that group and just focus and be there in that area or that neighborhood, or it's to expand that group, which is another thing that the Strive will help you do, because we're all Dade County. So you can go in there and see events outside of our Miami Lakes little world, which is great. Miami Lakes is great, but it's limited. And you can, both of your businesses are not restricted to an area. You guys can expand.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's important to go out
live
there.
in Miami Lakes, or they come to it, but it's not like people travel across the county.
Yeah, and when you do events, I like now going to an event that I don't know anybody at. Before it was the opposite. I needed to have somebody I knew, because it was like, now I want to go to the ones I don't know anybody. Everybody there is in the same situation you're in. You know, maybe you have the group that's been there all the time and they have this little, clique going on. But when you get there, they're like, oh my God, somebody new. Not the same people. And they get excited to talk to you and meet you. And so it's not a bad thing. It's not a hard thing to go to other places. Because you're not going to a nightclub where you're trying to pick up somebody and the girls are all, they're all like, you're not going to a gym where everybody's like, no, this is my gym. You're going to a place where everybody wants to do business, want to make money. So it's an easy. They're not going to make you feel bad or uncomfortable. They'll make it easy for you. So you just force yourself to go to different places. The only negative of that is the driving to get to these places, because we live in Miami. But the more exposure, the better. Speaking of which, I'm going to announce it because you guys, most of you will see this before that date, October 8th. Miami Lakes Chamber of Commerce, October 8th, 11:30 a.m., Miami Lakes Hotel. We're going to have Mayor Levin Cava as our speaker that day. We're going to have Strive305 there that day. They're going to be there that day. But everybody's going that day. That's the next big event, October 8th, 11:30 a.m. Go to MiamiLakesChamber.com and get your tickets, because they will sell out and I will have to close it. But it's important. That's a big date for us. And you'll get to experience all this. And you'll get to talk to the mayor, talk to her about the budget, talk to her about Strive305. What we need to know about Strive305 is how to improve it, how to make it better, what's the website missing, what can we do to make everybody's business eyes easier, what resources
can we
to add.
find so that way you can help small businesses.
Yeah, we meet weekly to improve the website, him and I with the developers. So that's what we're here about. We're not doing this. We're not getting anything. I mean, Irvans is getting his fame and the girls and everybody, the paparazzi's always chasing him. But we're doing it just to help those small businesses. So don't be afraid to reach out to us and be at that event. Yeah. Because it's a big one, and that'll be a good, fun one. And I'm excited about it, as you can see.
Should be good. Should be good. I'll show up as long as I can bring Grant's poster with me.
The stand-up? Yeah, we should take it. Even though I think he said he's going, but that'll be funny if we take his little stand-up.
Put it in your little convertible and just have it stick out the roof.
You should drive with that next to you.
You should.
I thought about it. Actually, they're putting it in and then taking the top down and having him sitting there with me. Might as well.
Good in the HOV lanes.
I'm going to make one. I'm going to make myself taller.
Yeah.
I'm going to make myself taller than him and a little bit thicker than him, because he thinks he's...
That sign is taller than him anyway.
Yeah, you can't see it from here, but he's sitting right there looking at us behind the cameras. That paper cut out of him.
Well, it's better than when it was behind my head, looking like he was, washing my hair or something.
All right, spectacular. Anything else you got, Irvans?
I'm good right now. Is there anything you guys are excited about that you want to talk about or mention? Anything that you have going on that you want to mention at the moment?
No, I don't really have anything going on. I mean, I'm always at networking events, so whatever event that is coming up, you will see me there.
Actually, they're both on the board of the Chamber of Commerce I just mentioned, where Levin Cava will be speaking at.
Yep. So if you go to the event, come say hi. Don't feel intimidated.
We're also in BNI Hialeah if anyone wants to
BNI
join
Hialeah,
our other
BNI
networking
Miami
group.
Lakes. There's
All we
two
do is
BNI Miami
networking.
Lakes now, right?
So where do we find your business against, Natalee?
My business is in Miami Lakes. You can find us on Instagram or Facebook or Google. It's Hemisphere Title Company, and we're right off of 57th Avenue and 154.
Awesome. And you, Denise?
And I am under the Sainz group, and my Instagram handle is Denise Sainz Realtor, and you can always find me there.
Awesome. Thanks so much for coming out.
Thank you for having us.
No, it wasn't.
No, it's nerve
That
wracking.
was fun.
I'm glad that Tico dragged you out of the car.
I can't believe that Grant ate our cookie.
He ate the whole
The
thing.
whole
He left the two
They
there.
are
Yeah,
good,
he's an
though.
animal. No, and I wanted
Now
that
you
one
have
because I
to
had
tell
Dubai
George to bring
chocolate
us
in it.
another one.
He'll get it.
Oh,
Yes, our sponsor's celebrating 2 years.
BB's
But I
Bakehouse?
wanted with the
BB's
Dubai
Bakehouse?
chocolate in the middle. I've never had it like
Dubai
that.
chocolate.
No?
Yeah, they had one left when I left this
The
morning.
regular
They're actually
Tube
really good.
emoji one doesn't have that.
No.
This is a
Called
special
So Alex, you
edition.
can count us down wherever you want because if not, you know me, I will never stop.